So a lot of people are struggling to understand these bills of exchange and promissory notes. We've got a few acts we can go over here. The Bills of Exchange Act, Section 89, states, a promissory note is an unconditional promise in writing made by one person to another, signed by the maker, a sum certain in money, or to the order of a specified person or to the bearer. You go down, Commonwealth of Australia Constitution Act, Section 51, Part 4, borrowing money on the public credit of the Commonwealth. That's our Cesta KV Trust, held underneath the Public Charitable Trust under the banner of the Corporation Australia. In Section 16, Bills of Exchange and Promissory Notes. Clearly and unequivocally states here in our Constitution that we are to accept Bills of Exchange and Promissory Notes. To the Banking Act 1959, Section 39S8. In this section, Australian currency includes bills of exchange and promissory notes. Enough said. The Cheques Act 1986, Section 10 and 36, where it defines for us a cheque. A cheque is an unconditional order in writing, addressed by a person to another person, signed by the person giving it, to pay on demand a certain sum of money. So when you get a letter for registration or a fine and it has a dollar amount shown, it is a cheque. You sign, circle the fact that you're accepting that as money and to pay it. Consideration, presumption of value. It says, unless the contrary is proved, be presumed to have received value. So this is us sending them the note, and if they do not return it, rebut it, dispute it, it is deemed as accepted. In the Currency Act 1965, Section 9, states for us again, transactions to be in Australian currency, where it says, subject to this section, every sale, every bill of exchange or promissory note. This here again states that bills of exchange and promissory notes are akin to money and shall be accepted as a debt instrument, a negotiable instrument, just like our promissory notes known as the $20 bill, $50 bill, $100 bill. A new tax system, which is the GST Tax Act 1999. We are in the dictionary section here at the end, where it states money includes promissory notes and bills of exchange. There you go. Again, we go down to the Criminal Code Act 1995, where it states money includes anything that is equivalent to money. This is a promissory note. A bill of exchange is a negotiable instrument. Go down to the Taxation Administration Act 1953, Section 8J, the Interpretation section, where it states in this subdivision, accounting records includes invoices, receipts, orders for the payment of money, bills of exchange, checks, promissory notes. What's funny here, in these older acts, we usually find bills of exchange, checks and promissory notes very close to each other because they are one in the same. A promissory note or bill of exchange is a two-party instrument, whereas a check is a three-party instrument. However, this does not change the fact they are both a negotiable instrument. Again, we go down to the Taxation Administration Act 1953, Section 17, where powers of taxation officers in relation to references to currency, it shows us here on 2II, a bill of exchange and a promissory note or other instrument is the same as money, essentially is what it's saying here. For those who are astute at reading law documents, legal documents, Taxation Administration Act 1953, Section 18 states, the Governor-General may make regulations not inconsistent with this Act. So they can go and change all and make new rules and regulations as much as they want. If they are inconsistent with this Act, we are to refer back and find consistency. Section here, although it has been repealed in 2017, the Taxation Administration Regulation 1976. These we can use to ask questions. I'll let you read over that. We have some case law. Although 1969, 1887, there is case law in 2006 where we can use this to gain confidence in understanding why this is a legitimate method of payment. Now, it cannot pay. We cannot pay anything. We have no currency in this country. We have debt instruments, negotiable contracts. You cannot redeem your $100 note for $100 worth of gold. It's not how our system of money works in this country since 1966, when we went from the pounds, shillings and pence, sterling, silver-backed currency to our US fiat-based currency system. It states for us here, a promissory note does not pay a debt. Neither does giving someone your hard-earned savings. You have given over a negotiable instrument, legal tender, to discharge a liability. Now it says, a promissory note does not pay. It does suspend all further actions. So by sending your bill of exchange, promissory note, by their acceptance thereof, it is deemed as payment. The only way they can claim it is not paid is by returning the wet ink signature, which we know that they cannot do. They send it away, securitize it, bond it, float it on into what's known as the mutual fund marketplace, and then sold on into the stock exchange. I hope this helps.